giving a brief statement about our cyber event. After his statement, we will have just a few minutes for a few questions, but please remember we can only answer or address questions related to our city services and being able to provide for our residents. So if Patrick Pate would please come forward.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here today to help us communicate with our residents about the ability of the city to provide ongoing services. This information update is about how residents can conduct business with the city, while some of our online resources are currently unavailable. As has already been reported, the city of Winston-Salem did experience a cyber event in the early morning hours of December 26. In response, the city promptly implemented its cyber incident response protocol and took its systems offline to isolate the activity and prevent any further impacts. As part of this protocol, the city contacted several state and local agencies, including the North Carolina Joint Cybersecurity Task Force, the National Guard, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who are all assisting the city with this ongoing investigation. Upon the advice of our third-party specialists, and out of abundance of caution, the city is unable to share intimate details of the investigation at this time. However, we do want to keep the public informed about relevant operational updates. Since the incident occurred, the city has made great progress in restoring our network operations. The city has been and will continue to work around the clock to restore any networks as safely, securely, and efficiently as possible, with the guidance of state and local agencies and our assisting third-party specialists. To date, the investigation has not confirmed that any personal information was compromised. The city has been and will continue to work around the clock to restore our network safely. If we determine that personal information was impacted, we will communicate it with the affected parties in accordance with the applicable law. At present, in terms of operations that are subject to a disruption, online payments for water, wastewater, stormwater, parking tickets, parking deck renewals, yard waste cart stickers, and reservation of recreation and park facilities are not ongoing, and that's because the city has taken down our internet access to those. Credit card payments at the landfill are not able to be accepted right now, so residents can use cash if they have to take something to the landfill. Our online plan reviews, permit applications, and scheduling of inspections is also not online. People will have to call the inspections department or planning department to make those appointments. Online access to the code enforcement portal is also offline at this point, and again, people will need to call for those services. The police and the fire departments have not been impacted by this event at all. They are all operating normally, as are all of our other field services that are out there. Sanitation services, leaf collection, filling potholes, making sure that our signal systems are working properly. All those things are ongoing as usual. Please note that although certain payment systems are offline, the city currently has no indication that resident payment card information was affected by this event. Those, again, were taken down by the city. Again, we want to ensure you that the city is utilizing all available resources in addressing the situation and has developed workarounds to continue city operations as efficiently and normally as possible. While online bill payment and permitting are currently unavailable, city offices are open and citizens can visit in person to make payments or to apply for permit applications. On the utility side, we've mentioned this before, we are not going to cut off anybody's water and sewer utility services. while we're still trying to determine how to get the online system back up and running. So folks will not have any late fees or disruption of service because of this event. If there are specific questions related to operational activities, I'd be glad to try to answer a couple of those. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was turning it on. So Bailey Stamos from ABC 45. First question here is, do you guys have any sort of projected date for this to be operational again?
We do not have a date of when our online services will be back up, but again, that is the only thing that is really not operational right now. All city services are being provided, and we encourage our residents, if they have concerns, to call in we're giving additional information lines out there. I will say our 311 phone system is not operational right now because it is connected in through the internet. So we were giving alternate numbers out for the community and residents to call if they have concerns about services.
I guess, first of all, what is a cyber event? I think that term is a little like vague, and we're having a hard time understanding exactly what a cyber event is. Was there a ransomware attack? Was the system hijacked?
As I mentioned before, the details of what has occurred is under investigation. So that is what a cyber event is. We know that there was an anomaly in our system that was captured by our IS folks in the network. Once they identified that, we shut down any possible opportunities for people to continue to get in to the system on an unauthorized basis, and we're doing a continuing investigation to determine what caused that and what actions we need to take.
How was it discovered? How was the anomaly discovered?
Our information systems department discovered. Honestly, I don't know exactly the details, but they were monitoring the systems as they do on a 24-hour basis, and something happened that triggered that they found, and then immediately we went into action.
I know that you mentioned it already, but and lastly, I apologize. Leslie, how are you certain that nobody's personal information was compromised?
What I mentioned was that at this time we have no knowledge that anybody's personal information was compromised. The investigation is ongoing, and if we determine that something was compromised, then we will take the appropriate actions with those.
Sir, Cassie Fambro with Fox 8. First question, we got a statement from Mayor Joyner that says an outside actor was able to negatively access our system. So why is there reticence to call it an attack?
There's lots of terms on these events, and some have legal ramifications, some have, there's a variety of issues related to the terminology of what people understand and what they don't understand. Right now, we can only tell you that it was a cyber event that impacted our systems, and so we're taking precautions against that.
When exactly did this start? It was Thursday, right?
That is correct.
So why did you not tell anybody till Monday?
We were in the middle of a holiday and a weekend. We were taking precautions to do what we needed to do on that, and to this point, we're still investigating as to what happened and why it occurred so that it doesn't occur again.
Okay. She's got channel 2.
Just to follow up on that question, I know you said you all found out on the 26th. So did you all shut down your systems on the 26th, or you waited until the 30th to do so?
The systems were, the systems that we were concerned about, were cut down on the 26th. Okay. And I know there's been questions about when things happen, but we know that we were getting online payments up and through the time we cut the system off.
Last question, any future changes you all are planning to make to better protect you all's systems?
We are looking constantly on every day and every year about how we can continue to enhance our systems. As you see from the reports all the time, there are lots of places that are having cyber incursions, and so we're not unique in that, and we're doing everything we can. And we do have a lot of good systems in place, and that's why we were able to catch it as quickly, I think, as we did.
One more question. Did the cyber event have anything to do with the interruption to the system? Did it interrupt the system at all, or was it completely you taking it down?
I can't answer that question, but I'll tell you that our IS folks took down the system. So the things like online payment, that was offline because our system, we made a decision to take that offline.
But the event itself, the breach, or whatever we wanted to call it, that didn't affect the operations itself?
And again, there's lots of terminology there. Our basic operations are ongoing in terms of providing services to folks. The details about what happened with the cyber event, we're still investigating that, and we'll have better information when that investigation is complete. Thank you very much. Hope you have a happy new year.